We got the most impromptu podcast of the day today. And how this occurred.
Okay, yeah.
How did all this occur? I got a couple calls. I've been kind of down on the podcast thing lately, which not like super down. I don't even know if I care. Like, I like doing the podcast. I've told everybody, and this is another reason why we're here with old Rooster Vance, a.k.a. Alan Grimsley. But when he's got his hat on, he's Rooster Vance.
Rooster?
The Lamb Man.
Alan. Rooster, Alan. This is branding 101, right?
Oh, yeah.
Personal branding 101, right? Like, am I truly the dude you see on social media? Like, no. Like, not... Like, hardly. I mean,
you know who?
Maybe. I don't know.
You know who's been... I watched a podcast with Jim Adler, the Texas Hammer.
Come on. The guy's brilliant.
And he's been doing this since about the late 70s. Mm-hmm. And he's the hammer. And he'll hammer them. And I'll take him to court. And he's been extremely successful.
Yeah.
And one of the things that he said on his podcast was that when people meet him, they're like, wait, I was expecting you to be an ass, or I'm going to hammer them. What do people tell you when they meet you?
I mean, I think people slowly start to realize, most people are just like, wait a minute, this is not the dude. Yeah. Right. So it's just, it's a personality. And that's the thing, I want to talk about. It's like personal branding these days. I'm really into the personal branding thing, like more than the land. Like, land is how I've monetized it and how I kind of launched, right? But I'm going to different spaces, It's like I can't. Land right now, in fact, is not as good of a business as it was a few years ago. I think most people probably know that real estate as a whole is at a stagnant trend right now, kind of a burst, our bubble burst a little bit.
Yeah.
And we're kind of, we're holding steady, especially here in Central Texas. Like, we're holding steady. There's some pockets here that have done well, and we're still doing land deals. We just have to be real particular. We're only doing deals in Central Texas, mainly around DFW, though, because that's one of the hottest areas there are.
Why do you think land has become stagnant?
Well, it's not that it's become stagnant. It's that it has corrected itself, because we were in a bubble. And in two ways we were in a bubble. Land was in two bubbles. And people don't realize this. Land was in the same real estate bubble that houses were in these popular areas where the prices were getting driven up, right? Population growing, increasing immigration, supporting that. But then also COVID created this rush for people to buy land, right? And so that was that swelled the land bubble.
So what I saw during COVID is land prices skyrocketed. Mm-hmm. Interest rates hit the floor.
Yeah.
So that gave you we'll call it, a cost, right?
It's like a perfect storm for
buying real estate.
Yeah.
And then now the interest rates have gone back up, and then the price of that land it's to keep the real estate at the price that it was during COVID. It's not, it's almost impossible. Like, is that the bubble that you think we're in? Like, it needs to fall? Or the interest rates?
Well, it doesn't need to fall. If 5 years ago or 10 years ago, whatever, a bubble wouldn't have started, right? If it would have just naturally grown, I think we'd probably be about where we are today. That's why I call it a correction. And if you look at the graphs of like Central Texas rent growth, for instance, right, you'll see it spike a few years ago in 2023, right, 2018, 19, 17, 18, 19, all the way to 2023. And then it begins to fall. But where it has landed and has stagnated and began to potentially even turn back up, right, is what we're hoping. Like, is it turning up? We're not sure. It's pretty much stagnated. It's stagnated and is turning up in a place where it would be now had we never been in a bubble. So it really is a correction of where we should be. So it's not that we're not where we, we're not where we should be, because as far as the value of the land, right? It's that we shot up in price and we had to correct it, and we came back to this place.
But have the prices fallen to correct it, you think?
Yeah.
But they haven't fallen enough because the movement of real estate has not happened.
And that is why, because people don't want to take less than they could have gotten 2023. So it's stagnated the whole market from the bottom up, which is from the land up. Land is the foundation of every real estate deal,
And then you see, like, I have a guy that we're looking for, and I'm not looking, I should be looking more, but I'm busy. This guy's got a pot of money, and he wants to find any type of land deal he can that'll make money. Well, I started looking for ranches around Texas. Finding any type of a deal on a ranch in Texas right now is not happening.
We have,
or you have to be very lucky,
bro. I have a cold caller calling all week long, and have for 2 years, right? And we have to make so many more calls than we used to touch base with somebody who's actually, so we make a lot of offers, right? But nobody will come down to earth. Everybody's stuck at 2022 prices. They all are. And these are when we're talking about land, we're talking about, we buy 100, 200, 300 acres and subdivide it, turn it into ranchettes, or we might entitle it and, and sell it to a developer, things like that, right? And so the owners of that type of land are typically generational landowners, right? So they have not only, is it financial, but it's, sentimental ties to the land. So they're not going to let go of it.
Yeah.
And so now a lot of them, most of them, in fact, are stuck on these numbers that they could have got. And I'm telling you right now that, in fact, and that's what's created the stagnation from the bottom up. And so, development is hurt by two ways. Development is the land value. You can't buy the land cheap enough to match the median home value, which is stagnated and corrected, right? Everything's linear with the median home value from the bottom up, and so it's one of these deals to where there's a lot of things playing into it. Plus inflation as a whole. People are broke, bro. And people are succumbing to online marketing. They're spending more time on their phones, marketing constantly, spending their money, Amazon, TikTok shop, all this crap. And so there's all these layers upon layers upon layers of this problem that's like, it's, they say there's a housing shortage. I heard the other day, maybe not so much. Maybe if you really look at the people who can afford to buy the houses, they're not, because they can't.
Do you feel like people right now, I posted a thing on my face trash the other day because I really believe in my heart that, just like you said, we're making more phone calls right now than we've ever made to get done what we need to do. So I believe that if you have to do that, that's what you do to get it done. And so do you believe that people are broke or more broke now than they really ever have been? I circle the gas pumps now. This started maybe 2 months ago. I'm in Seguin, Texas, which is not a wealthy place.
Average America.
The wrong side of Lubbock is not a wealthy place. So I circle the gas pumps and I look at what people put in the gas pump, and it was eye-opening.
People are broke.
It was eye-opening.
Even people that you don't think are broke right now. Money's cash flow is scarce. You got to be able to operate, on thinner margins. And so that's what, that's why it's the big guys are still able to succeed. They pivot, like the national home builders. They're still building houses, but they're very careful on what they pay from the ground up. And where they're building in the exact areas where houses are actually going to sell. And then they're giving incentives that make their houses sell and cheaper per square foot than a 20-year-old house in the neighborhood over. So that's created more stagnation in the housing market because new houses are so cheap and easier for first-time home buyers and second-time home buyers to buy that, so.
I know several first-time home buyers that have bought a house because I deal with the college students all day long. So I met these kids at 21, 22 in Lubbock. They move along. Now they bought a house and they own a house because that was preached to us as the American dream. And that's the next goal on your list after college is find a knucklehead and marry him or her, buy a house, have a kid. That's what we're told, right?
That's what we're told.
And so these people have bought a house, which is the American dream. That's how they're going to get rich. And they don't have any money to even put fuel in their car.
They're starting with nothing.
So do you think that is the American dream? Is that the way you would do it if you had to do it again?
It's tough, but we're in a transitional period because there's also a ton of opportunity on the other side, the tech side, the AI side, right? And so opportunity's shifting. Gold rushes are shifting. Land was a gold rush in COVID.
Big time.
And so the operators who weren't established well after that have gone away. Right, it's the guys who can get by on thinner margins. That's what we're doing. Like we're doing subdivides. We just bought a couple hundred acres up outside of DFW, south of Dallas-Fort Worth, Kaufman, Texas. We're only buying around Dallas-Fort Worth and Austin and San Antonio because that's the I-35 corridor. That's the hottest, some of the hottest area in the country. So we've shrunk our operations for what we're doing there. Anything outside of that, we're trying to wholesale, right? That it's slowed down a little bit, but we've had to build our business in a way to where we couldn't get out cheap without putting in the work. Like we really had to build an infrastructure on a business that's multi-layered, acquisitions, dispositions, subdivide management to where we're entry-level developers because we're not building anything. We're not even putting in roads. We're particularly sniping properties. We have cold callers, and my students are always looking for properties that have ample frontage so we could just whack the property up with the existing frontage, right? And so those are the needles in the haystack. We go after those only in a certain area, the hottest areas in the country. That's the land business we do, but because we've, like myself and my partner, we're scaling into other things, personal branding for me, because that's my other bit, right? And my partner's, bought a peptide company. He's a health guy, and that's doing very well.
You can get me skinny and buff.
I need to, dude. If you saw a picture, if you can cut to a picture of me a year ago, I think I put on 15, 20 pounds.
Really?
I stopped smoking cigarettes, right? Which was, people didn't even know I smoked cigarettes because for the last 10 years, it wasn't cool to smoke cigarettes, so I'd hide.
So you hid it?
Yeah.
You little closet smoker.
I was a closet smoker.
You can't wash that smell away, though. No. I love the smell of cigarettes, so when I go to the casino.
I don't mind them.
Damn, when I go to the casino and you walk in there like, I'm home.
Like, get me a dart now.
I hope heaven smells like a casino. When you go to heaven, I hope you walk in there as a ding, 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 ding.
Like
it smells like a casino. You could see old.
You might want to shoot for getting to hell because that might be exactly what it's like.
I don't want to do that.
That's not such a bad. Hey, I'm like, hey, if it's going to be, I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Billy over there in his wheelchair getting carted to the blackjack table.
I'm a believer that heaven will, is going to be what we make it. So it shall be for you. You will live eternally in a casino with this odor.
Just when you get there, they're like, "Welcome home, Tommy."
So you can get that deep breath.
I like this place.
Then you step through it. Right through the pearly gates.
Yeah, they're like that was just the grand finale to get you in, like selling a timeshare. Yeah. Now you're here, get to work, boy.
Yeah, on the left, right there. Grab a shovel.
That'll be what they tell me. So, Mr. Bonner, I heard you were good with a shovel and manual labor for 25 years of your life.
Right here.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm in the right spot. Give me the shovel and the wheelbarrow.
Now you got to man up to it.
Man, you talk about that's a transition that I've been thinking about a lot lately, which I don't know how it could relate to you, but for my whole life, one of the things I've had the hardest problem is like you sell courses, right, on how to do real estate, this and that. I've met with people here about training them and coaching them in their business. And for me, my whole life, I've equated making money to changing something at someone's house. That means I'm planting a tree. That means I'm removing your front yard, installing one. I'm putting river rock down, mulch. I'm mowing your grass. Something's changed when I've got there. And for the past, couple of years now, I even feel like I'm stealing money from my restaurants when I take a paycheck because I'm not doing manual labor. Is that crazy?
It isn't crazy. It's because you're programmed in a way. We're all programmed by our environment and the way we've been brought up and our education, right, and our surroundings. And you're programmed in a way that helped you build those businesses. That's why you're a successful entrepreneur. That's what makes you successful. It's that same programming. And so you're going to feel bad not working, but any 7, 8 figure, 9 figure mentor or coach is going to tell you that it's easier to make $1 million than it is to $100,000 if you're doing it right. Right. And so this is the area that you're venturing into as you're scaling through these levels of income. Right. And so not that I'm at 8, 9 figures, but I'm like you, we've got our roadmap for the next 10 years and it involves, potentially scaling up to those numbers, and so,
it's almost hard to accept it.
Yeah.
But I have a meeting. So I have a meeting tomorrow, Monday, on taking over a restaurant. This guy is, several properties. He's in his 70s. He wants to retire. And these are things that I've done before. I have a past history of doing exactly what I'm going to look at.
You're one of the few successful restaurant operators out there. And that's the thing with like restaurant operators, and the investors know it and they see it. When you've got a successful operator in the restaurant industry, they're doing what's right. Everybody else is not. You have to have every duck in a row, right? When you're running a restaurant.
Tough.
And so once you figured that out, you know what it takes. The bar is established in each of the categories that there are when it comes to running a business, starting a business like that. And you check off on all those boxes as that's just the way that you build and run those businesses. And I think it's the same way in the real estate industry. When you've got somebody that can take 200 acres, subdivide it into 10-acre spots, have them all sold, especially not just putting them with a realtor. We do social media marketing, right? And so we do all these things. And so we operate our deals at a level that a lot of people aren't able to operate at because we specialize in that. We've worked through our failures so many times that we become successful, stayed with it so long, we learned every lesson, right? And so it's not that we're smarter or better. It's that, in fact, we probably are dumber for not having given up sooner until we got to a point to where I'm like, oh my gosh. And we had COVID that helped us, right? Give us the boost and then social media and all these things that came together, meeting the right partners, funding partners, that came together to make it work. But the same thing like you've been through it all, you know what it takes, and you can take a restaurant that is lacking and turn it around. I'm certain of it,
Do you feel like, we really are just dumb enough to be successful?
In a lot of ways.
It takes
you have to be naive.
punishing.
Yeah.
This has been punishment for years.
You have to be a glutton for punishment, as they say. Like an entrepreneur thing. I follow more the real estate gurus rather than just the straight up entrepreneur gurus. But when you step back and get into that just kind of general entrepreneurial space, that's the general storyline I see from everybody. Like they're all just taking the pain and taking the shots and rolling with it, right?
Yeah.
Like no matter what kind of business it is, they're just, and honestly, they're the most humble guys, right? Like I became successful after, I had took some falls in life and got back up and learned, and maybe my ego got tamed a little bit, and I became more humble, right? And that's when I saw the recipe and what it would take to do something more clearly, right? And that's one of the building blocks and things. That's where it starts. But it's definitely been a ride for me. I wasn't born into we're in a hangar full of jets.
Yeah.
These jets have different owners. Some of these gentlemen, I would say that I would probably am envious of any of the owners of these jets in some way.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Probably all really awesome guys, individuals. Some of these guys came up in more affluent families maybe than others, right? And so some have had to find their way to it in different ways, and we all have different journeys. And so there's no competition with other people. I wish everybody well, and I try to learn from other people's journeys. And I'm on my journey. I started at 17, 18 years old, the rug was pulled out from under me in life, right? And not to say that before that I wasn't being given every opportunity that most people didn't get, and then I had that taken away from me. So now all of a sudden I was average Joe. So I'm not complaining, because I ended up with a situation like most people. I had to start from the bottom with nothing. You know, even though I came from a place where people were very affluent and had a ton of money, but that only inspired me because I saw what was possible. I saw people that owned jets and huge ranches and stuff like that in high school, and I was like, okay, I'm going to get one of these. After my dad passed and my brother passed, and I was kind of out there on my own in life figuring this out, it became less important money for a while. But then after my kids grew, I knew in this society I had to leave a legacy for them, and I needed some money for these children more so, so they were my reason why I turned around and built the business that I built, and that I sell myself out on the corner of TikTok and Facebook like a cheap prostitute. You know what I'm saying?
We went to Burnt Bean earlier. My son was with us, and we had a table at the front, and he goes, "Well, who's coming over here?" I said, my buddy Rooster. And then he sat there for a second. He goes, "That Rooster Vance guy on TikTok?" I said, "Yeah, he'll be here in a minute." He goes, "Oh, shit, I see him on TikTok." I said, "Yeah, you need an autograph, Lando?" He don't give a shit.
They see so many faces and influencers and people with a bunch of follower accounts and all that over and over. It's a different.
Could you imagine if we had that freaking device in our hand in high school? That's a lot to deal with.
It's a lot to deal with, bro. I can't even think about it. Like, would we even be sitting here together right now? Probably not.
I don't know what would have happened.
Things would have been different in life.
And you can't hide anything from them. They scroll all this crap, and God knows what pops up.
It's all over with. It's just like, I realized that at a point with my girls, right, who are 16 and 17 and a half now, who got phones probably at 13, And I'm just like, at that point, I'm like, let them teach everything to the world. Well, I've been lucky. They taught everything with their phones. I got away from the mic there for a minute. But, yeah, they use their phones, of course, to grow up instantaneously.
I know.
And now they're my bosses, right? They're teenagers, and they tell me.
They're my bosses.
They tell me how to run the house, how to run the show, and I'm just this old person that happens to figure out how to get 500,000 social media followers. No, they think it's kind of cool, I guess. And their friends are always like, "Oh, we saw you on TikTok, whatnot." And I just look, it's powerful, right? We have this in our hand, dude.
Yeah.
And if you will get a little bit uncomfortable and get, out of your comfort zone, if you need to, like I needed to, I got to a point, I was 40. I was like, "Oh shit, I got to start over." Right. And it's not like that doesn't happen to a lot of people. It does. I avoided bankruptcy, start over, right? And so I had to just cut away the deals, cut away everything, cut away and start over type of thing.
You remember how nervous you were to even start recording on that thing?
In the beginning?
And now it doesn't make any difference. Like turning on these freaking cameras to do a podcast. It's like, but it's so what would you tell somebody that is wanting to make a personal brand?
That most
pick up the phone?
Yeah, most people, just do it, because the people that they would be embarrassed by, fall into two groups. groups of people that will support you and ones that won't support you, right? The ones that don't support you, you cannot give a shit about anymore. You could not care less whether they think you're the biggest fool or the biggest genius, because 50-50, that's how those people are. There'll be people that think you're crazy, and there'll be people that kind of get what you're doing, and they'll think, oh, man, that's really smart. Okay, that's clever. In the other group, there's people that'll support you. If within them, it's the same thing also. You'll meet an old buddy or a relative. Hey, what you're doing is really smart. Another group, you're crazy.
Well, speak to that for a second, because that's what happened to me in the past couple of days.
Yeah.
Is, we do the podcast, you do your Rooster Vance thing, and it has highs and lows like everything else. You don't feel like recording sometimes. You don't feel like this is going anywhere. There's been weeks where you're going and I'm going, this is stupid. And frankly, I'm kind of tired of the podcast stuff going just business under fire. I love hearing everybody's stories, but even today I told you, well, we go wherever we want. But I think the point that I was making is we have these ups and downs, these highs and lows of what's happening on your social media. And you might be nervous to record your social media, but what happened to me the past couple of days and what you just mentioned is I've had people reach out to me and be like, hey, I'm listening to this and this is gold. I had a guy that owns like several restaurants message me and go, hey, dude, I'm going to make my managers listen to this whole episode because it was so good.
And that's what it's about.
And how many times have you been not down in the dumps, but you're just like, yeah, this is kind of stupid right now. And then somebody reaches out to you, which is just another form of media and advertising, and changes your attitude for the day or the week.
Yeah, or does business with you.
It happens.
Exactly. And so that's who really, like, it seems like we're speaking to the masses, but we're really speaking to the person that connects with our message, right? And so because that's who we end up doing business with, or our network grows somehow by adding them to it, in your case, as a restaurant entrepreneur, I commend you for sticking with this podcast because, it builds more rapport to potential future business partners than anything else. They can look at you and say, look what this guy did. Look at his acumen. Look at his knowledge. Look at all that. They can just watch these old episodes. And so that opens up a world opportunity for you when you move forward looking to potentially raise money for businesses or deals or any of that. And so that's the power of creating the type of podcast. And then you have the chance to go viral. You have the chance for your social media to grow at an above average rate. You have all these potential things that can happen as a result of you doing something that will inherently over time benefit you anyway.
This has been, I haven't been, you and I probably wouldn't be talking if it weren't for the podcast. And there's been several instances of me being in the room and across the table with people that I would never be dealing with because of this podcast. And even some of it has been business. Some of it has been friends. I have a meeting in Nashville at the end of the month with a guy that's wonderful for anybody that wants to be in business. He's a coach. It's not the same guy I usually go to. But even sitting with him, and he likes to get up really early in the morning. He says, we're going to get up early as hell. We're going to have some coffee. We're just going to sit down here and shoot the shit about whatever comes out of our mouth. But what a good time that'll be.
Absolutely. It's that's what it comes down to. It's part of being, an entrepreneur with a ambition to scale your business and businesses. You have to be growing in every way you can, both internally and externally, and your network and all of that. And so that's one of the great things in that doing any type of content. Like I haven't done a podcast myself. I had one a couple of years ago. I did some episodes for, right? And that was because I had a partner at that time that did all the production. That's the only reason I did it, right? Because now I don't have that, it takes a lot of time and effort. So I make the content that works for me. I do a very simple method, talking head, right? I shoot myself in the frame saying dumb stuff in a funny, silly way, and I bring out the eccentricities of myself, and I just allow myself to be like a child, as the Bible says.
Isn't that funny?
And when you stop caring what people think, what happens is, yes, some people think I'm crazier than than whatever. They think I'm crazy, but other people, they're like, man, your marketing's brilliant. And I'm like, it worked out. It worked out, like the whole Rooster Vance brand, because that's what it truly is.
Where did you come up with that name?
Well, Vance is my middle name, right? And so I always went by Alan Vance, Alan Vance, Alan Vance. And so I was literally I was living with an ex-girlfriend on a horse ranch, right? And so I had a backdrop.
Sounds like a dream.
It was very romantic.
Or a nightmare.
It was very romantic that turned into what could have been a nightmare. It wasn't a nightmare. We're cool to this day. It just didn't work out. We lived really, our worlds were an hour apart, but I spent a lot of time on this horse ranch, and I earned the nickname Rooster out there. And then that was right at the time I started to make content on land, right? And before that, I'd been doing mostly wholesaling, house flipping, remodeling. I got into land flipping and made a little bit of content about it. And I was like, okay, my daughters are like, you need to do this TikTok thing the way you are, Dad, and they know my silly ass, And so I was like, okay, Alan Vance TikTok page. And I was like, no, delete. I was like, Rooster Vance. And I took my felt hat. I have another hat like this. It's older and worn out that I just wear this now for whatever. But because this is and now I'm Rooster hat. When I put this on, I'm Rooster. When I take it off, I'm Alan, right? And so it's a personal brand. It's a thing. Like, people see me doing the Rooster thing on social media and they don't get, like, it's my business. Like, I do it for business. I do it for leads. I get very inexpensive leads for what I do. I'm building a brand, right? And it's paying me when I sleep, and we'll do that more in the future. And so in the future, AI is going to be doing a lot of things. What AI doesn't have is personality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why personal brand is a strong thing to build right now, because once you take personality, like Rooster Vance, like, I'll just do an AI version of myself at some point, right? And so there won't be I'll have something to use AI with, right? And so if you don't have the personal brand, then you're not going to be able to take advantage and compete with the other people in your space that do.
What do you think AI could do for restaurants?
AI for restaurants. Let's see.
They can't flip burgers.
Well, what are the problems that restaurants face? What do you think are the main things that it's like, okay, if I could fix 3 things, or what things would be most, what would help me grow quicker? Okay, I want more people.
Well, every business, it doesn't matter what it is, their goal is to get a customer.
Yeah.
So number 1, period, is you got to get customers.
How can AI help me get customers?
Yeah.
Is the question, right? Yeah. So AI can obviously help you. It can't do anything for you, but it can help you do a lot of stuff, first off, right? So you have to have somebody that's willing to use the AI on the things that you want to get better at and automate, right? And so that you increase content. First off, social media content, for example. You want to increase content.
Man, we are doing a ton.
And so you want to do, Alex Hormozy says, just do 10 times more. But you want to do it in a way that doesn't cost you 10 times.
You know what pisses me off is when you say Alex Hormozy says this, Gary Vee says this, and then I tell my marketing girls video, like, hey, I need 10 videos a day. They're like, oh no.
Yeah,
why would you do that? And you're like, I didn't ask that. Just do it.
Just do it.
What's the repercussion? It took me 3 weeks to get them to go live. I went and bought Cricket. By the way, this is why you listen to this podcast, because if you pick up one thing and use it today, it was worth your time.
Absolutely.
So I went, here's the key for you people. I went and bought 4 Cricket phones, iPhones. 4 Cricket iPhones cost me $576. That's cheap as shit.
Yeah, for what you could do with them.
Cheap. Then we gave them all phone numbers and put them in the restaurants to go live. Because I love I don't know what it is, but if there's a camera on somebody that owns a pizza shop, and they have a live feed on them making pizza, I'm fucking stuck watching that thing for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
So we've been putting our live camera feeds on our food line at Seafood and Spaghetti Works because the customer, and you're talking about people bitching and moaning. Dude, you put a live up at a restaurant, everybody fucking comes out. Why didn't he have a beard thing on? Who gives a shit?
I'm telling you.
Dude, it's every keyboard warrior. But you gotta just ignore them.
No, that helps the algorithm.
Ignore them.
That's the whole thing. Bro, I got haters. I mean, look at Donald Trump, not supporting him or anything. We're not getting political.
He's getting crazy right now, though.
People hate him and they love him. Oh, yeah. And people are mad at him right now, and they have reason to be. He's getting, I'm not getting into that, but, if you have, if you're doing great things, there's going to be people
they
who
bitch and moan about everything. But I love the Facebook lives.
Yeah.
And because as a normal, you've been in restaurants, so you know. But if you hadn't been in a restaurant and you saw our expo line, you'd be like, oh shit, no wonder it takes a few minutes. They got 400 plates over there. I just love seeing it. I don't want to stop, but it took me 3 weeks to get these girls to start doing it. And the GM's like, just do it, go. Yeah. But that's how nervous, average Joe is to even put themselves on a camera.
Oh, I know. And I get it. I guess people just, here's the thing. We only do what is worth doing, right?
What we think is worth doing.
Right. And
but
so
it's trial and error.
I don't climb a mountain because it ain't worth it to me. Some people don't make content because it's not worth it to them. And I'm not, we're not going to change those people's minds, but people that generally want to make content, but they're scared, like those are the people that we're talking to here, like, don't be scared.
How about
I'm not trying to talk you into making content if you don't want to, because not everybody wants to gives it. No, not everybody
How about the ones that make so much content? You're like, stop.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, like, dude, Grant Cardone, real estate guru, right? Like, he has been known to say, like, just say the same shit over and over. He said the same shit over and over for 10 years, right?
Yeah.
20 years.
That's why I'm tired of watching him.
I know. And the guy goes live on Saturdays and Sundays. He's a billionaire, but he works more than any of us or you, right?
Yeah.
And so that's why I can look at him and say, okay, he's going live on Facebook and all this shit on Fridays and Saturdays. It's like, I don't want to go live at all. When I go live on TikTok, because I have followers there, I get a lot of viewers, right? And I get good responses. And I even trickle sell more courses when I do it. I know that I do. I know that if I, like with my $300 course, if I went live 8 hours a day, I'd probably sell 3 of them a day, probably $1,000 a day. But, which is, I want to do that automated.
That's a tank of diesel now.
Yeah, no shit. I want that. I do that, but I'm setting that up to be automated, right? Like, I want ads to sell that for me. I don't want to have to be there going live all day for $1,000 a day, and so I don't do that. But it is something I'm working on, But if you're not there doing it live, if you're using ads, it's not as easy to make the money. In fact, it's a lot easier to sell live. You'd be surprised if you've ever thought about selling live. Like,
what am I going to sell? Hamburgers and spaghetti?
Yeah, no, not in your space. But anybody out there that's thought about selling live, like, I'll tell you right now, like, the human connection is powerful.
Yeah,
and once you get on live and start selling, I realized, like, I wasn't even trying to sell courses. The first time I got on live a year or so ago, because I hadn't been doing it that long, but I did a sale on my like $300 land flipping course to $99, and I got it on a live for an hour and sold 3 of them. I was like, oh, that's $300 an hour? I'm like, like, could I make $1 million a year just doing this? Because then I would do it. I would sit going live 8 hours a day if and when maybe we get there, because I'm getting to a point where I'm like, all right, if I'm going to go, it all comes down to the offer. it all comes down to the offer, right? So I'm working on creating an offer that I know that if not just real estate people saw, they would be interested in, right?
Well, you got 500,000 followers, so you could come up with all kinds of stuff that they want.
The 500,000 followers, this is what it does. Like over time, yes, it shows my stuff on a portion of their For You pages. It gives me a little boost from other people, but not much. But people recognize the reason that it works is because I wear the same hat. I say the same shit. I have a slogan, holler and follow. That's
like
my thing.
that.
Y'all come on, holler and follow, old Rooster. God dang it. If it doesn't relate to you, you think it's funny. So it works, right?
That's where I start. I was like, damn, there's Alan over there. No, that's, you guys had on, that's Rooster.
Yeah.
Y'all holler and follow now.
Right. And so that's my grandpa, right? That's what I was raised as, a guy like that. So I let myself be that part of me for that character. I don't let the part of me that spent the last 20 years in Austin have any effect on that, right? Because that's Alan, I guess, right? Maybe Alan is Rooster. It's just that Alan spent the last 20 years in Austin and is actually trying to do business with people that are judgmental.
In Austin?
And don't want me to be the guy from Georgetown or Seguin, Texas.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. So, because I do really feel honestly when I'm that I am honestly just being myself completely without any care or filters on, truly.
In
right?
front of
maybe Alan is the one with filters and Rooster is
in front of a nationwide or possibly worldwide audience.
I've had video, I had a video that went 10 million views.
Holy crap.
10 million views. And that's and I got 300,000 followers from that one video.
God.
Right. And that was a couple of years ago, but dude, it was funny because I was driving to Dallas and I pulled off the road and I walked in a Mexican restaurant in Temple, Texas, and some guy goes, Rooster. And I'm like, holy shit, TikTok, like people do this TikTok thing, this is just something I did. And so I'm not like getting a big ego about it. I just think it's done such great things for my business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's been really great for my business.
How do you equate, views to dollars though, because a lot of people say I got 5 million views, I got 1 million views, but my social media life, which has been one of the biggest hassles of my whole career, is finding good social media people. We kind of have it figured out right now, but they're all about I got views. Well, I need butts and seats eating burgers and spaghetti.
Right.
So how do you equate views to dollars?
Well, that's why I sell a course, because I have an offer. I have a digital offer, right? And so restaurants don't have a digital offer unless it's a gift card. Okay, so gift cards is where you could drive sales because you could give people FOMO instantaneously with the right video. Imagine a magic video. Don't imagine what it is, but imagine there could be a video made that made people go, "Oh, I gotta go to this place." And then what's step 2? You have to. Okay, so there's this whole world of all we do is craft offers.
Yeah, creating offers.
We're creating offers.
Yeah.
Like Russell Brunson. Okay, you suck them into a funnel for a gift card at a discount. Right, the gift card ends up only being able to be used during slow periods or whatever it is. Right.
I wonder if we sell gift cards for Christmas half price at here is lesson number 3 of your podcast that you're going to learn today. We sell gift cards for 2 weeks around Christmas at half price, and we hit home runs with it. And
that's because you're doing 50. And so that's the thing. Social
50%
media loves
off.
Discount offers. We're inherent. Half the population will buy what do you call it? Just buy because
impulse buy,
right? And so that's what you're creating there. But you need it to be profitable for your restaurant.
Well, that's a whole nother thing. So the people, would say, "Oh, are you going to sell 50% off? You're going to lose your ass." Blah blah blah. Well, and we have not tracked the statistics exactly, but I would venture to say that at least 20% will not use that gift card.
Okay.
So does that make it, now it's 70%? Or no, now instead of 50% off, it was only 30%.
Right.
And then of that percent, when they come in and they have a $50 gift card or a gift card,
They leave
and then they go up, just like I went to
They spend more or they spend less and leave a balance of $4.
or and then they come back.
Yeah.
So you can't base
So you equate it, right.
This is a good story. So I was selling the gift cards for the restaurant. So I go to Jeff Ruby's, which is an expensive steakhouse in Nashville. It's called an entertainment steakhouse. They got a lady playing a piano. And man, it's just if you're ever in Nashville and you want a place to eat, that place is badass. So I tell my business partner, Daniel, I thought I got smart. So I bought $250 worth of gift cards for $200 at Jeff Ruby's. And the only reason I think this is funny is because I ordered whatever the flip I wanted. I thought we were covered. We were not. It was $456 for a meal for two of us. And I thought it was great, man. It's probably the most expensive two-person meal.
$50 on a $500 meal.
I didn't save shit.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you're
like my grandpa always say, you can go broke saving money. He tell my mother that.
Oh, that's what
saving money because these people buy say, oh, it's on sale, it's on sale, it's on sale. I bought it because it's on sale. You go broke saving money, right? You got to be careful.
That's a good quote. I saw that in a kind of a cartoon where a guy was talking about his wife. Well, I bought it because it's 30% off. I bought it because it was 50% off. So you spent $500. Yeah, but I saved this. But you spent. you can go broke saving money.
$200 of money you would have never spent in the first place.
Yeah,
you've lost, my friend. So that's what you need to. Not quite do that to your clients, but provide value to them in a way that makes sense for you to increase revenue in a way that actually drives more
that's
profit,
at Christmas, which is that's our worst month. December, January, February. And I'm not going to say the number on what
you need to do that every month.
I'm not going to say what we sold in gift cards. I don't really remember off the top of my head, but I can tell you it was a significant portion of revenue that month.
Yeah. So what if you could increase, monthly revenue by 15% by simply inputting, a gift card funnel?
I know.
That's
why we're here today, the meetings of the minds.
Yeah. And so, it could be, and use what you have, right? February is Valentine's Day. Okay. This is, Valentine's Day is all month. It's spaghetti and seafood, right?
Yeah.
So it's not just trying to pack them in that one night because we've done that thing too, right? I've had a reservation at, last Valentine's Day. I took my older daughter, daddy-daughter date, reservation, 8 p.m. at a popular Brazilian steakhouse. And I get there at 7:45 and I have to wait an hour.
Oh, shit.
Valentine's Day. And they killed it that night. And they raked us through there like cattle. And I made a complaint. And they figured out who I was. And then they called me back.
Oh, really?
Had us back in. And they really treated us wonderfully. But, man, they raked us over the coals on Valentine's. That wasn't good for their Yelp reviews. I think they went down to like 3.9. on their reviews after that Valentine's Day because I went on there because I was like, I'm going to leave a bad review.
We got the GM at Sketty is a big Yelp guy, and he says 4.6 is the number, and we got a mother load of bad ones. That was pre me. I didn't own the restaurant then, and they were all there. Well, we took over all that stuff, so it's been a journey.
Is your new guy on Yelp telling the new story?
Oh, we even have our servers say, hey, I just want to let you know we appreciate you coming in. If anything wasn't a 5-star service, please let me know. We'd like a Yelp review. And as an added bonus, if you'll include my name, I'd really appreciate it. So we have them saying that at the restaurant, and we're getting 20 to 30 5-star reviews a day because of it. So, but that's a whole nother podcast of getting the manager in charge of the wait staff to keep pushing this. And, it's just, I'll say it, they don't listen to this, but if you have a person that's not hustling and not taking care of stuff, it's time to shuffle them out right away.
I'm telling you.
And it's so frustrating.
Fire quickly.
I'm dealing with it today on another deal that we have, a guy that's taking forever to do stuff, and I've given him a couple weeks, and he's not going to deal with it. just shit over your head. And
Not our speed.
nah, dude, just get out of here. Go do your own thing.
Yeah. There's a head shop down the way you can apply there.
Yes. I mean, if the tidbit number 4 of the day, if somebody's not working out for you, just fucking move on, dude.
I get that from a CEO that I took a master class from recently. This guy's a $1 billion guy, and he says, fire quickly. You're wasting everybody's time.
Dude, it's wasting your own mental health.
And it's cutting your losses.
I've been worried about this one particular thing today for like 4 hours, and it started last night.
It's Sunday.
I know, and we shouldn't even have to fucking worry about it.
No, that's bullshit.
But
it's our own. We will go through that until we learn the lesson and change it.
What do you think about one of the things I've kind of been struggling with? And again, I don't know if it's a struggle, it's just a thing, but I feel like as an employer, this could go viral and get roasted on this.
That'd be wonderful because there'd be a few people who connected with it.
I feel like as an employer, I have a couple people that keep saying, well, I've done this for you. Mm-hmm. This is what I'm doing for you. Mm-hmm. You don't care, and you owe me because of this. Mm-hmm. I feel like my responsibility and dedication to you as a employee stops at your paycheck.
Yeah.
My debt to you is paid every 2 weeks.
That's it. Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. So there's 2 ways to deal with it. It's company culture, right? And so, you got to fire quickly because you have a company culture to build and protect, and you don't want it poisoned by these people. But you give them and you can't expect everybody to come in and know your company culture either. So there is a period of seasoning.
Yeah.
People who are capable are going to pick it up real quick because they're going to be there looking for cues for that already. And most people want to blend in, want to become part of the scene. They're looking for cues and they're going to learn too. And so it becomes a symbiotic thing that helps people that are going to be with you a long time. They're going to adjust pretty quickly and move through it. And those are the people you want. But we're humans and we always,
But when I get that we're humans and we have feelings and you want to be a part of something, and they are, and we do have a culture, and our culture that I say at every restaurant is when it's time to shine, it's time to shine. And what that means is when Rooster walks in with his family, that's where our paychecks come from. They don't come from Tommy. They come from the customers. When that door opens and that customer comes in, you better take care of them.
Yeah.
Period.
Turn it on.
When they leave and you want to mess around for a little bit, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
But when it's time to party, it's time to party.
We don't break character.
And when I fly these jets for people, I don't want a pat on the back. I don't care about good job. All I want is my paycheck to show you appreciation.
That's it.
And their buck stops there.
That's it.
I feel like
money's good for it. It's if people understood it, it's a contract,
I feel like people are being like that. They're thinking that my thinking is rude about that. But I write your check to show my appreciation. And that's my only responsibility.
You're dealing with an employee pool. You're, in a position of a certain type of people who may or may not be in a place in their lives that they don't want to end up. It may be transitional. You may be along their journey, right?
That's fine.
And so a certain percentage of those people are going to have a bad mental attitude or positioning or outlook on life, and you're going to have that, and you need to spot. The faster you can just spot that and get rid of it and say you're not a part of it, you didn't cause that, and you don't want to be a part of that. The faster you can do that, the better.
Oh, thanks, Counselor Rooster.
Yeah, I know you have a lot of employees.
You probably care. About 250 right now.
Yeah,
I do care, and I care that their work environment is good. I care that they're taken care of. I care that they're safe. I care a lot. Yeah. But when you start saying that I owe you something, I don't owe you shit. Yeah. And after work, if they're whatever and they want to hang out, oh, I guess fine, but I don't know you shit.
No,
It's just in the same way that when I landscape someone's house or I fly their jet and they pay me, they don't owe me shit.
Yeah, I agree.
If anybody's listening, they've got different.
But here's a. I'm sure that people will chime in on that.
I'm interested to hear what they have to
Here's what it
think.
comes down to, right? And so when you want to be, for instance, when you want to be paid more, it would behoove you to be worth more, right? And so when you have people in your organization that are worth more to you, you're not going to feel that way about them. So
No.
when people step it up in your organization, that's not how they're treated. That's how the people are treated if they have yet to step it up in your organization.
And wanting more.
Wanted to be
That is-
wanting something and not having done the work for it.
And then raising all kinds of hell to
yeah.
try to justify some sort of a pay raise when their talents and abilities and action have been way slower than
They're living a delusion.
a delulu, as the high schoolers call it.
The clinical terminology.
My daughter calls it you're delulu. You're delulu.
That is the clinical terminology. People are that a lot. We have a lot of that going on right now. I think social media promotes a lot of that type of thinking as well. But also, we have people that come from a place to where they weren't taught the value of a dollar or what work is or hard work is, right? And so if you're raised in a household that where that wasn't instilled in you, then that's going to be a struggle you deal with in your young life.
Well, you're talking about that right now. And we're at the same point with our kids because I got a 15-year-old, a 17-year-old. You got 16 and 17-year-old. How are you teaching them about money right now?
First off, I got lucky. Okay. I decided when they were becoming teenagers that I was not going to give them anything because we were horrible at teenagers and I had too much, right?
That's what I'm doing with my kids right now. It's wrong.
Yeah.
And I've heard it's wrong. And so I'm kind of like trying to balance that.
Give them a little.
I give them a little.
Give them some Chick-fil-A. I'll
Yeah.
give them $40 to go to the fair once a month and, things like that. There's a little money, but both of my daughters went down. We have a little 6 acres and a half mile down the road at the corner of the highway, there's a Shipley's Donuts.
They work at Shipley's?
So one of them does, but the older one worked there first. Went down there at 15, got herself a job, showed up Saturday and Sunday every morning for a year and a half. So she would go to school 5 days a week. So no days off, these girls. And now she works at a poke house down the road. She has a car. She got a better paying job. But the younger one took over her job when she became 15.
I'm going to tell my kids they're going to the fucking donut shop.
They work at the donut shop. And it's great because Saturday and Sundays, I'll wake up and I'll maybe go up to the donut shop and walk in and I get
Give me some
free
coffee,
donut.
honey.
I get a free kolache, check on the girl.
Shipley's has gone downhill, though. I'm a donut whore.
Yeah, it's been purchased by a private equity, I believe. So
I'm a donut
Whataburger
snob.
have both been bought
Shipley's had good run-of-the-mill, mainstream, nationwide donuts.
Yeah,
they were good.
I agree.
And they have gone. I'm not going back.
Yeah.
But I'm the guy. I seek out donut shops.
Mm-hmm.
I have T-shirts from donut shops.
donut guy.
I should be doing donut reviews once a month because I love them.
Well, you need to come to Round Rock because I live
I went there
a mile or so from Round Rock
Dude,
Donuts.
I finally went there.
And it's no joke.
Holy shit,
No
they're
joke,
good.
bro. They're good. They're like burnt bean. Like their hype is for real.
They're good.
They're freaking good. They're warm.
Yes.
You get that thing, you're like, that just melts in your mouth.
Dude, and the chocolate frosted ones at Round Rock Donuts are off the hook.
They're money. The regular glaze, the chocolate frosted.
They're
They have all kinds of stuff. There's a Texasy place because they have a few kolaches. They have a huge cinnamon roll that's good. But the classic glazed donut at Round Rock is, it's what like
the hype is real.
yeah, it's what Krispy Kreme used to be
Yes.
like 20 years ago. Like when they were, and you know what? 10 years ago, I think they were still making them hot, but they don't make them hot like that anymore. They like have a production facility. I went to a Krispy Kreme in San Antonio, pulled in the drive-through, and all the donuts were in speed rack.
Oh, shit.
And they were obviously off of a truck, and they weren't making them there.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head with the Krispy Kreme. So if you liked Krispy Kreme 10 years ago, but you thought that they were a little bit too sweet, a little bit too much, and you go to Round Rock Donuts, shit, dude, they're perfect.
Yeah, that's that.
They're not, they have that sweetness on them, but not as much.
It's dangerous. I could eat a dozen of those and then go and just be a complete lard ass for the rest of the day.
Should do it on a Sunday.
I literally, if there was, if I could eat those donuts every day, I would.
You can.
I can't. There's no way. Like I'd be.
I've slowed my donut roll down because I'm trying to lose weight and working out.
At this age, like I got to be careful.
They're so good.
They're so good. But
there's some in Nashville too. I got to remember the name of them. But Five Sisters Donuts in Nashville is good. It's 5 layers with like flaky, and they'll put chocolate in the donut.
So it's like a pastry.
Oh my God.
Yeah. There's another place like Duck Donuts that serves.
Is that in Austin?
Donuts. That's a chain, but there's one in Pflugerville near us, not 20 minutes from us. There's a bunch of gourmet places.
Are there donut?
A bunch of hipster places, Voodoo Donuts.
Are there donut? Do people do reviews only on donut shops?
There's people that do a lot. I mean, Round Rock Donuts gets reviewed by every food person that comes through Austin or Round Rock. They're kind of the thing. But
speaking of food and reviews, I finally figured this out, and I think I said it on the podcast, but people aren't going to listen to that one and this one. But everybody has their own palate, right? We like what we like. And the proof that I finally figured out is the Mexican food. You and I are from about the same place. Well, where's the best Mexican food, in your opinion?
Okay, well, it's changed over time. It has, and I understand that. Like the San Antonio, this is about like, for me, it's a multi-layered thing, but it's an enchilada thing. It's an enchilada gravy type of a thing, and that for a lot of people is not how they rate their Tex-Mex, but for us it is. Like cheese enchiladas is a staple thing, and if the sauce isn't a certain way, then the place isn't worth going to.
Yeah.
And so, because there's a lot of places with perfect refried beans and perfect salsa and chips. And
remember La Fonda back in the day?
Yeah, La Fonda.
They were hitting home runs.
Yeah, they were hitting home runs. And in San Antonio, so where did we love to go in San Antonio? We loved to go to Los Barrios, the original one, the Ponchos in Olmos Park.
That was good.
Yeah, like those were our spots, right? A Blanco Cafe, the original Blanco Cafe in San Antonio. I am original fan of that. We used to leave for lunch from Alamo Heights.
Yeah.
Haul ass to Blanco to get the number 2 Mexican
Probably
dinner.
Smoking a joint on the way.
Probably, and on the way back. But we were bad kids. And so, but dude, El Ranchito in Seguin, my friend.
Yeah.
Is still, because their enchilada gravy is so nostalgic for me. Like we ate at their original location over here. And then they had one off 123 forever in Seguin, and now they've moved out and has a new restaurant, location south of 123.
Yeah.
But they have, they always had the best cheese enchiladas and the ranchero sauce. They had this chalupa, bean and cheese chalupa with ranchero sauce and guacamole on it. That was like their signature little thing they would throw on some of their combinations.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
But I find it interesting because of people's taste and palate. What you're describing right now, if we took a guy from Santa Fe, New Mexico, he would throw that food on the floor.
Like, this is not. And same with me. If I went to Santa Fe, they're like red or green. I'm like, brown.
Yeah.
Give me chili con carne.
Yeah. Yeah. It's real interesting.
Like, get this blasphemy out of here.
People's palates. What did you, everybody knows I love burnt beans, and I'm buddies with the guys that own the place, but what did you think about that today?
Well, I had a nice serving of their meats primarily, right? Their beans were great. It's obviously an amazing establishment. Like, I love everything about it. Their location in the square, I think, is perfect. Texas, Americana.
Mm-hmm.
It's everything about it's perfect. The owners are clearly die hard, brilliant chef, pit master, which is something that only occurs in Texas, right? For a chef pit master thing to evolve like he has with so much passion. And here's the thing is I've always been a fan of Tex-Mex barbecue, right?
Oh, dude.
There's been a few places that, like coming from San Antonio and Seguin, like Davila's barbecue. I used to eat there as a kid, right? And it was Tex-Mex barbecue. My grandpa used to like pick me up from my house in Seguin. And I was like in 5th grade. And he'd be like, we're going to Davila's, right? And so I always loved Davila's, right? And so that Tex-Mex barbecue started there for me. It like meant it was more for me. It made more sense than having it with baked beans and macaroni and cheese.
That's an interesting
and stuff like that, right?
Perspective, yeah.
Then growing up in San Antonio, there's a couple of notable places. But in Austin, when I went there for after I failed out of Texas Tech, after my father and brother passed and I left school, I went to Austin, and there was a Tex-Mex barbecue joint at the corner of South First and Riverside, Old Torf, one of those. There was a Tex-Mex barbecue. It just said Tex-Mex barbecue.
Dang,
and it was rice and beans and ribs, and you got tortillas and brisket, sliced brisket, and you get salsa and barbecue sauce.
Oh,
and me
man.
and my friend Cook we used to go there all the time, right? And so a Tex-Mex barbecue thing became a thing later when, what's the name of that place that won the Best Taco in America, Bon Appetit magazine, like 20 years ago? It was in South Austin in Menchaca area. They're a Tex-Mex barbecue. They were the original Tex-Mex barbecue, the first one ever to win #1 on the Tex-Mex. And I think it was like the guy's last name. It wasn't like Jimenez Barbecue.
I don't know what it was,
one
but
of those. But it was like the first one to win #1, and so Burnt Bean's like the second #1 winner to be a Tex-Mex barbecue place.
Burnt Beans breakfast on Sunday with the Tex-Mex stuff is next
that's
level.
what I missed, and that's when I sat down at the table. I said, "Have you ever had the eggs?"
Oh yeah,
the huevos rancheros.
I have,
because that's what I eat everywhere I go. I'm a huevos rancheros guys, and I was like looking around, like, oh, it must be past time for huevos.
Damn, we could have got that.
Yeah, I need to get that.
That's the only place I eat huevos rancheros.
Man, I love huevos
rancheros. And I don't even know how Burnt Bean packs that much flavor into what they do.
Yeah.
And Ernest gave us our Nashville hot at Beer House. And he sits on this chair out there and he's burning cigarettes. And I don't know if he's smoking still or not, but I said, dude, I want a Nashville hot. I don't want to bother you, but can you give me a recipe for a Nashville hot? And he goes, oh, bro, I got you. I got one right here. I even have a picture. Shows me this picture. I go, come on. I go, and you don't mind if I put it on the menu? You want to try it on special? But that Nashville hot that Ernest did for Beer House, this is just like all of his other food, just like the beans you ate today. How many different flavor profiles are in one bite of those beans or one bite of that Nashville? It's fucking insane.
He's got so many simple steps that lead ultimately. And so if you miss one of those steps, it's like being a solid operator in the restaurant industry itself. So being a chef like him, like a James Beard.
He was just there this week.
Award-winning chef, which he's obviously, like when they say there's a method to the madness, there's a method. And to him, it's like he does it every day.
Dude,
it's the only thing that makes sense to him. That's why he's brilliant. That's why his mind's brilliant, and he's doing what God intended him to do.
They did, and it is a Tex-Mex, Uvalde born and bred barbecue genius.
It's just enough San Antonio and just enough South Texas.
Yes.
Bro. That's what I love about
He's fucking good.
And I already know, like when I sat down, the first thing I ate with him, and I was like, I ate the pork rib, which is not what I order, right? Like I'm a brisket guy. I'm a moist brisket guy. I'm not a pork guy. I'm a Texas guy. I'm a beef guy, right? But I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
I haven't had a perfect rib like that in so long that I forgot that I could like baby back ribs.
Wow.
Or pork ribs. I'm like, dude, there's always something. They're always so mid. Like, I'd rather give me a pulled pork sandwich, the same sauce, the same meat. Just give it to me, like, right? And so, but then when I took a bite of that rib, I was like, oh, yeah.
With no sauce.
With no sauce.
Yeah.
Just the rub. And it released itself from the bone as I pulled it away.
Yeah.
It didn't fall off by itself. And it didn't take me giving any serious effort to the bite.
Yeah.
And so then you have a moisture thing going on, right? Like the moisture level was that of a perfect bite because it wasn't steamed, clearly. Wasn't steamed like and wrapped in saran wrap and it sat in a cooker. So it didn't, just like shred apart like a pot roast. But it was not dry at all. It was just perfect. And so it was a money bite. And then the salt level was beautiful and the flavor profile was perfect. Complemented, like, no, I didn't taste like cumin because he's a Tex-Mex guy. Like, no. Yeah. No, I didn't taste, like, it was freaking money.
Yeah.
Worth
the drive down.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, there's a lot of Tex-Mex barbecue guys out there now. There's a lot of trailers that serve similar things, but their use of spice, their choice of sauce, a lot of things that don't line up as well as something so brilliantly thought out and executed as that level of food business.
Could you imagine having to be in the barbecue game right now?
No, and here's what's funny is I have from 10 years ago a business, literally a pitch to investors. After I got out of my burger industries, I have a pitch and a whole packet I was going to raise money on for a barbecue chain. And I don't know if and I think it would work. It's just so much work. A barbecue, like pit master, like trusted. Like if you're not going to do it yourself, you got to have somebody that's just stupid. It's so stupid he'll do that for that little of money. Like, who will do that, right? You got to have like some redneck that has no ambition, but he's great at drinking beer and smoking brisket, and he'll work for you for $20 an hour. Like, there's not many of those guys.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you call that like recruiting talent. I don't know if it's talent or whatever it is. It's something that you just can't put.
You got to have a robot.
Yeah, you can't get it on Indeed, right? And so, like I had a pitch for this barbecue restaurant, and it's everything that, like, honestly, when you look at the pitch, it's everything that Terry Black's is and everything, right? But it doesn't have the Americana that they have, the story. They have the story. And that's what it's all about. Like, Terry Black's is like, does so well amongst commercialized barbecue restaurants because they have the legend, the story of being from Lockhart, right? Intertwined with perfectly executed Central Texas barbecue. I mean, not Tex-Mex barbecue like burnt bean, right? They've got the macaroni and the potato salad and the traditional things, seasoned the traditional, where they're not breaking any molds. You're going to get peach cobbler, you're going to get banana pudding, but it's going to be the fucking best version of everyone you've ever tasted. And it really is. Terry Black's is
pretty good.
It's pretty, it's expensive. It's two people.
All of it is, though.
$50 a person. It's like going to eat sushi.
Here's
the difference. At least the difference of eating good Texas barbecue and sushi is that when you're done eating sushi, you go through Whataburger on the way home.
Yeah.
But they're still going to cost you at least $50 each. Maybe $100 if you order the thing that you really like.
Yeah.
And that's no alcohol included. That's just food,
Free beer at Burnt Bean by Yingling right now.
Yeah.
Not at Terry Black's, though.
No, that's the big draw. And that's the thing. Terry Black's it's in Austin, right?
What's the feud with Black's and Terry Black's?
They're cousins, I guess.
They bought a building right next to Terry Black's in New Braunfels.
And they're doing it. They're doing the same thing in Austin.
There's 3 barbecue joints on that corner in New Braunfels.
Like the Motor Mile, it works because people are like, okay, we got to try all 3. We're in Texas. We got to try all 3 this weekend. And so the more the merrier. It's like they just get this frenzy going for barbecue.
It's like a Liquor Row
or the Motor Mile.
Yeah.
Yeah. It works. And so, but that's only for big ballers because small operators are scared of that. They're scared of the competition. The big guys owned by private equity money, they're like, oh no, we're just going to pull in here and park next to the other big guys and take a share of the market.
Do the private equity doesn't own Blacks? Do they own Rudy's by chance now?
I'm willing to. Here's. I think yes.
I think so too, but I'm not
still
positive.
May own a piece of it. But Rudy's has actually gotten better in some ways. Like 10 years ago, if you went into Rudy's barbecue, which I live close to, there's one near my house.
I like Rudy's.
I like Rudy's as I'll run in for lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll run in and grab a taco. Their green salsa. They have the green jalapeno salsa, the creamy stuff that I love, right? But they, up until 5 or 10 years ago, they served their barbecue beans with their breakfast tacos. Like when you go in for breakfast tacos.
Oh,
it was like
yeah.
beans. And it was like, nobody wants super black peppery barbecue beans with their bacon and egg. It's not like I want refried beans, bro. Come on, this is Texas.
Yeah.
Give me refried beans, potatoes,
especially from
eggs,
Seguin.
cheese. Exactly.
And I need somebody that speaks Spanish serving it to me.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, ándale.
And no, so if you go to Rudy's now, they have probably at least one Spanish speaker, bilingual, but they have Hispanic ladies making the tacos.
The government mandated it.
It's like DEI'd it. They're like, we need at least 100% Mexican people making Mexican food in Texas. See, that's one thing Abbott did for us. There's a minimum 100% employee rating for the kitchen's Mexican. Thank God, because everybody knows that Mexicans are just better at when they just. I don't know. I guess it sounds weird, but it's the same with Asian people. They're not as stupid as Americans. We think we can do everything. These folks are better at getting really good at one thing. And I think that that's one thing we've lost as Americans. Like, there's too many jack of all trades. And even for myself, I'm like, God, I should have specialized in something at an earlier age and become so good at it that people paid me more. Like you did that. You became the best fucking lawn guy.
Yeah, but I'm all over the place. I did lawns for 20 years though.
Yeah. And there's and even though you were more successful than 99% or 98% of them, there's another 1% of guys that are in our same businesses that are their business is trading on Wall Street now.
Yeah.
Same thing, you know what I'm saying? But that comes from education and really the environment. It's like we didn't go to Ivy League.
No.
We went to Texas Tech, and then Texas Tech asked me, and they're like, look, why even register next semester if you're going to keep getting zeros? I'm like, I don't know. Because I had to register in order for me to get the money that was from my benefactor after my father passed away.
So instead of coming across this side of university, Rooster, you should just stay on the other side on Broadway where the bars are.
I mean, I should have just gotten a job in the cafeteria.
Well, where can people find you at? We'll wrap this up and get it.
I don't know.
This is what people do that work for themselves just here on a Sunday at the podcast studio.
I have no life. My daughters are teenagers. They have their own life. I'm a single guy. I don't have time for a relationship. I respect any future relationship too much to think that I have time for it right now. No, I just do my thing. I run my business, and we got to work twice as hard for what used to come easy to us. So here we are.
Since everybody's broke.
Yeah. Since the cash flow's not flowing, right? When it's flowing, all you got to do is know how to tap into it. You put a deal together, you can raise the money, right? That's what people do at various levels, whether that's real estate, oil and gas, retail, distribution, manufacturing, hospitality. You're putting deals together to make cash flow, and that's a difficult thing right now. Even as interest rates eased back, from 8% to 7 to 6,
Are they 6% yet?
I think so.
I got to refinance a couple commercial things if so.
Yeah, and that's
Do they clean
that's all that it has helped do so far. Because with your average American, without the incentives of the new home builders, pretty much making their down payments disappear, there's not a lot of action going on. The ultra rich are spending. I hear there's movement in the $1 million to $2 million class of houses.
My buddy's not selling his,
but
$1 million.
Well, when you have that much money, you don't allow the economy to impede on you living your life. If it costs you $3 million for the house instead of $2 million, then you just figure out how to cover it.
Yeah,
you don't wait 2 years like the rest of us hacks.
Us bottom feeders.
Hey, somewhere in the middle is the best place to be. I'm convinced. I'm not
so
sure.
too.
I'm just not sure I'm in the right middle yet.
I think so too. I mean, I'd like to have a little bit more, but the other thing I've learned is more houses and different. Like if somebody goes, "Oh man, we could have a house right there," I'm like, "Yeah, no. I got enough houses." Stuff in different.
If I want to go to that place, I get an Airbnb. Same with like a boat.
Rent it.
You can rent everything now. It's like, hey, even with like my car, I'm like, the other day I'm like looking on Turo. I'm like, how much is just a new Suburban? If I just got a new Suburban on Turo every month, right? Like, okay, it's like $2,000. $2,000. Okay, right now, if I add up my diesel and my gas and my insurance and all this shit, and maybe I did rear end somebody last month, so my insurance just went up, so I'm up $1,500 a month, like, and I'm driving, and then I gotta get it cleaned, and I know that I put down money to buy it. When I go trade it in, they're gonna be like, "You're upside down," and I got to put down more money. So why don't I just get a two? It's like if I do a Turo, is it like a lease to where I can write it off? Because I go on Turo, it'll ask me, do you want a car? Like if you put in a long-term date, it's set for doing month.
You can get a Turo for a month?
Yeah. And there's a discount for getting it that long. And so it really makes a lot of sense when you think about it as a write-off. It's like, okay, I could use this like a lease. If I don't want to sign a lease, I may just get rid of my truck or keep the truck as a work truck, but have another vehicle.
I was wondering about throwing a couple shitty vehicles on Turo. Not real shitty, but like a Ford Focus that's new. And seeing if you could do anything. I think I got enough irons on the fire.
I don't think it would make you rich putting a Ford Focus on Turo.
No. But what about like 5 of them? I don't think you get rich.
I don't know. Like, I know that there's guys putting them at the airport, having cars stocked at the airport works, I believe.
One of the things that I don't do that I've never done is just one.
Yeah.
I'm not just doing one.
You're doing it at scale.
It's either going to be 2, 3, 5, and I'll either fall on my face hard or I tried.
It's always safer. Like if you're flipping houses or anything, like it's safer. If you're developing neighborhoods, to be doing 5 of them is much, like probably so much safer that it's a complete other ballpark, right? Like, so you spread your money around. But anyway, it's good talking. Y'all can find me. I find me at I finance land. It's not all my land. I have other colleagues that I sell advertising, but in order to be on my website, you got to be willing to finance your land in Texas with no credit check. That's at nocreditland.com.
Y'all do no credit check.
A lot of that land on there.
How?
This is people's cash. They're backing the notes. So the only reason you need a credit check is if you're going to sell the note, right? And so people will subdivide 200 acres, 20 10-acre spots. We could finance them, but we're only doing it to package those up into a portfolio of notes and sell them, and we're cashed out. That's what we do. The selling, we don't hold notes, and so the note business is a whole other thing. But some guys are so deep in this, so deep pockets, they've been doing this so long, they've got all this money that they don't need to sell the notes. They're going to hold the notes forever, right? No credit check, whatever. And so it's subprime lending and land, and it's not regulated as much because it's not a homestead or a mortgage. You know, so, but anyway, yeah, nocreditland.com. Follow me on TikTok at Ranchlander, Rooster Vance, baby, come on. I'm also on Facebook, but I don't go by Rooster on Facebook. I go by Alan Vance Grimsley.
The one and only.
The one and only. He'll tag me.
Well, you can find me at Tommy at businessunderfire.com if you got any businesses you want to buy, sell. That's where you can find me at. I'm easy to find, and my restaurants are easy to find. So thanks for listening today. I'm glad we got this one out. Maybe that'll light the little spark that I need to just keep cranking, but it was fun. Thank you.
Thanks for watching Business Under Fire. We'd love it if you would share, like, and subscribe. See you next time.